Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I love you. I'm sending you a very big virtual hug wherever you are on the earth plane in this now moment. Okay, I have a message about what many of us are going through right now. Wowzers, and what we're going to be going through. But first, I just want to say that for me personally, the last 48 hours, I have shifted in a way that I have never, ever shifted before. The shift that I just experienced in 2 days was so potent, so powerful, so huge that I felt alien to myself. I felt like I didn't know who I was. I felt like I was not here, not present, not in my body. I felt like everything that I had created was going to dissolve. Relationships no longer resonated with me. Things I had planned to do no longer resonated. Like my whole world literally felt like it had been pulled out from under me in 2 days. I feel completely different. And so I want to share what came through in case any of you are experiencing this or going to experience this, because the shifts that we are about to walk into are very, very powerful and very potent. So here's the analogy I want to share with you. I want you to visualize. So first of all, what this whole experience is, what I went through, what I'm currently going through, what you're going through, it's called the evolution in human consciousness. It's called ascension, right? It's called going from 3D to 5D. It's called shifting. It's called jumping timelines. It's all the same thing. But here's what I want you to visualize. You're standing on a road, and all of a sudden a crack goes down the middle of the road, in the middle of your legs, and you split. So the version of you that was standing here now splits off, and you, a new version of you, is standing in a higher frequency and in a higher timeline. Just like that. Your body holds higher frequencies. This version of you stays where it is in the timeline and frequency that it was holding. Now all of a sudden you are experiencing things a little bit differently. Subtle, but different. People sound different. You feel different in your body. You're experiencing your reality a little bit differently. Things don't resonate anymore. People don't resonate anymore, perhaps. But it's not a massive shift. You're not making a lot of changes because of it. You're just recognizing, like, oh, things feel different. I don't feel like watching that anymore on TV. I feel like being outside a little bit more. I feel like drinking more water or more green juices. I don't feel like talking to my friends on the phone that much anymore. I don't feel like doing that course that I was doing or listening to that teacher that I used to listen to. Very subtle shifts, not requiring a lot from you. Then all of a sudden, this version will stick back here. This version split. Now all of a sudden, this version is standing here, and there's a crack that goes down the middle of the road again, and it splits. Now, the version that was the higher version is the lower version, and there's a new version of you that's in a higher frequency, in a new timeline. And now this shift is even more palpable. Now you can't be around certain people, right? For right now. Now you can't watch certain things on TV. Now you have to speak truth. Now you have to change behaviors. Now you have to recognize traumas and triggers. Now you're having to sort of cut ties and contracts with family members, the job you're in, etc., etc. Now you're starting to actually have to make different choices, changes, behaviors, things like that. It's starting to get more real. So you jump to timeline. Your body's holding a higher frequency. So let's shift. So here you are, this new version of you. This is where we are right now. What is happening in this now moment? And by the way, there are multiple timelines, or many timelines that you've jumped. There's many cracks that have gone down and split you. For the sake of this video, I'm just talking about 2. There could be 7, there could be 50, there could be 1. But this is what it feels like to ascend and to shift. So now, here we are in this now moment. February 22nd, 21st. And there is a massive, massive shift that is happening for many of us. And I want to explain what it feels like so you don't think you're going crazy. The crack comes down the road, the split happens, and now there is a version of you that has catapulted, literally jumped into a much higher frequency and timeline. Now, the last couple of shifts that you've done, or the last 50 shifts you've done, they've been subtle. For the most part, believe it or not, they've been pretty subtle. Where you were still capable of sort of navigating your world. It wasn't too It didn't alter too much of how you existed. Now, because of what we are preparing ourselves to navigate and quote unquote battle in the external, we have to jump. We have to jump into a much more dramatic or different timeline than what we're in right now. And so what it looks like is this version of the view that you have been in is splitting, and this new version of you is in a much higher frequency, a much different timeline. And this split is very unfamiliar and can be very uncomfortable. We have never done this before. The human body has never shifted like this before. Not in the same way and not in the speed in which we're doing it. Which is why ascension has always been very delicate and slow. Because these massive shifts that you and I are going through right now, this catapulted version of me that I just jumped into, can be very rattling. Like, what the freak just happened? I am no longer who I was. Things that resonated, things that I was doing 4 days ago do not work for me now. It's that fast when we jump. This jump is allowing us to be able to start to stand more clearly and firmly in 5D consciousness. But it also means that this familiar way that we have been, we have to release. We have to mourn almost. We have to let go. Literally, we have to mourn this version of us that we have been. The way we ate, the way we drank, the way we communicated, the way we behaved, the people we hung out with, the job that we did, the way we lived our lives. It's shifting. It's all shifting for the sole purpose of being able to shift the entire human collective. So in the next 5-6 weeks, many of us are going to go through this huge jump into a new timeline, this huge splitting, this massive shift. So there is nothing wrong with you if you start to, or if you have, or if you are currently feeling like you're a little bit losing your mind, or you don't feel like yourself, or you don't know which direction to go, which way is up. You feel very disoriented. You almost wish that this wasn't happening anymore, right? Like, wait, maybe I don't want to be shifting any longer. Like, this is becoming too real. All of these things are natural. It's part of our evolution. It's part of the shift. And the reason that right now there is a more massive jolt up is because we are needed. We are needed in a way that we don't understand right now, meaning the human collective is going to need us. Humanity needs us. The world and the earth plane needs us. And we don't necessarily know why. We don't know how. But from a much higher perspective, from a divine perspective, we know. And our higher self knows, and our guides know. And that's why this shift is happening right now. A massive jump. So trust everything, everything. Be gentle with yourself. Journal, write, sit. Turn off the external. Speak what you need. Cry, break down, hold firm boundaries. Honor you. Please honor you. Honor what you're going through. Honor your emotions. Honor your thoughts. Honor your beliefs. Honor your behaviors. And when I say honor them, I don't mean devour them and make them who you are. I mean that whatever you are in any now moment, honor it. If you feel different, speak your difference. If you need to do things differently, do things differently. If you need to end a relationship, end the relationship. If you need to separate from a career or a job and it's time, then do it. If you need to start speaking your truth more and more, then do it. This shift in the human collective and this shift that you are going through, you are safe to go through. But right now, my camera just got really dark. Hold on, there. Right now, oh, that got weird. That light got really weird. Anyways, right now, in this now moment, we are all going to be jumping. Not all, many of us are going to be jumping. Many of us are going to be taking these very large leaps. So maybe this is a video that you will watch in the midst of that leap. Maybe you're in the leap right now, and maybe you just came out of it. But we keep going. We remember what we're here to do. Remember what we're here doing. We are moving into a fifth dimensional field. We are holding higher states of consciousness and energy in our bodies over and over and over again. And when we do that, our entire reality and world will continue to shift. And we will continue to find ourselves splitting, splitting, splitting. This is how we evolve in a physical body. There is nothing wrong with anything you feel, you experience, you see, you do. Nothing. Let yourself evolve. I love you. I'm right here with you. I am walking side by side with you now, and we've got this. You've got this. I love you.